Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope everyone is fine. My name is Abdullah Bukhari, Leadership Wala. I am a student at Rehan School Lahore Campus Foundation Level Batch 3. And my today's task is to talk with Maya and my topic is Shh. So let's start the video. Hello Maya.
Hey
Hello
there.
Maya.
What's up?
Okay, so my topic is Shh, and I'm going to ask some questions from you. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Lay him on me.
Okay, so my first question is what does the word shh usually mean?
Basically, it's the universal signal for be quiet. Whether it's a librarian in a library or someone trying to keep a surprise, it's that quick way to tell someone to hush up or stop talking immediately. What else you got?
Yeah, okay, and my next question is why do people use shh instead of saying be quiet?
It's mostly about speed and subtlety. Saying be quiet takes a few seconds and can actually be pretty loud itself, which kind of defeats the purpose. Shh is an instant, instinctive sound that cuts through the noise without needing a full sentence. Plus, it's a bit more discreet if you're trying to be sneaky. Do you think it's more polite than actually telling someone to be quiet?
Yeah, and my next question is where do you think shh actually mean?
I think it's essentially a verbal boundary. At its core, it means the current sound level is too high for this moment. It's less about the words and more about the need for silence, whether that's for respect, focus, or just some peace and quiet. Does that fit with how
Yeah,
you're
and
framing it for your video?
my next question is where do you think the sound shh originated?
That's a great question. It's funny how such a simple sound is recognized basically everywhere, and it likely evolved from old words like hush or shush, which go all the way back to Middle English. There's actually a cool theory that it works because the sound mimics the white noise a baby hears in the womb, which is why it's so soothing for infants. Some people also think it's just natural sound symbolism. The sound itself just feels like silence. Do you think the biological side of it makes it more effective?
And my next question is shh understood in every country?
For the most part, yeah. It's one of those sounds that transcends language because it's more of a biological signal than a word. While some cultures might have their own specific sounds or gestures for silence, shh is pretty much the global standard. I wonder if there are any places where it actually means something completely different.
Hmm. And
I'm on a roll.
my next question is why is shh considered a universal sound?
I think it's because it hits that sweet spot between being audible and not being intrusive. Doesn't rely on a specific vocabulary or grammar. It's just a sound that mimics the actual feeling of air escaping, which feels instinctively like quiet. It's almost like a shortcut for the brain. Do you think that's why it's so effective across different cultures?
Hmm. And my next
You're,
question is when did okay, so who uses shh more often, parents, teachers, or friends?
that's a tough call, but I'd bet on parents. Between calming a fussy baby or keeping a toddler from waking up the whole house, they're probably the MVPs of shh. Teachers are a close second, obviously, but friends usually have a bit more variety in how they tell each other to shut up. Who do you think uses it the most?
Parents. And my next question is why is silence important in certain situations?
It's usually about creating space. In some cases, it's about respect, like in a library or a place of worship. And others, it's for focus. You can't really get into a flow state if there's constant noise. And then there's the emotional side, where silence can actually be more powerful than words when someone is grieving or just needs to feel seen without being interrupted. Do
And
you have a specific scenario in mind?
yeah, and my next question is how does shh help maintain order?
It acts like a quick reset button. Instead of having to argue or give a long explanation about why people need to be quiet, just stops the noise immediately. It signals a shift in the environment from chaos to focus without needing a whole conversation to get everyone on the same page. Do you think it's more effective than a teacher just asking for silence?
Yeah, and my next question is, can sometimes be considered rude, and why?
Oh, definitely. It usually comes down to the power dynamic and the tone, since shh is basically a command for someone to stop talking. It can feel dismissive or condescending, especially if it's coming from someone who isn't in a position of authority. It's like you're treating the other person like a child. Do you think the person saying it is usually trying to be rude, or are they just in a rush?
Sometimes. And my next question is, what emotions can be expressed through the way someone says shh?
Oh, so much. It's all in the delivery. A soft, slow shh can be really comforting or intimate, like when you're soothing a baby or sharing a secret. But then you have that sharp, short shh. That one is usually pure annoyance or urgency. You can even hear sarcasm in it if someone's just trying to shut you down. Do you think the tone is more important than the sound itself?
Yeah, and my next question is, how is used differently in schools and libraries?
In a library, it's usually more about a shared agreement of respect. It's a gentle reminder that everyone there is trying to focus. But in a school, it can feel a bit more like a tool for control, like a teacher trying to regain the room's attention before things get too chaotic. One feels like a request, and the other feels more like a command. Does that match how you've seen it happen in your
Yeah,
own classes? I figured as much.
mm,
What's
and
next on your list?
yeah, and my next question is, why do people naturally lower their voices after hearing shh?
And it's almost like a psychological trigger. When you hear that sound, your brain instantly recognizes it as a signal that the environment has changed and that silence is now the expected social norm. It's a survival instinct, really. We're wired to pick up on cues that tell us to blend in or be discreet. Plus, there's that element of social pressure. Nobody wants to be the one person still talking when everyone else has gone quiet.
Hmm. And my
Do you
next
think it's more about following the rules, or I'm with you? What's the next one?
Okay, and my next question is shh more effective than verbal instructions?
In a pinch, absolutely. It's way faster. If you're in a room where things are getting loud, trying to shout, please be quiet, often just adds to the noise. Shh cuts through it because it's a distinct sound that doesn't blend in with regular talking. That said, it doesn't give as much context as a verbal instruction. It tells you to stop, but not necessarily why. Do you think people listen better when they know the reason for the silence?
Yeah, and my next question is, how has the meaning of shh changed over time?
It stayed surprisingly consistent since it's more of a biological signal than a formal word. It hasn't really evolved the way slang does. Whether it was someone in a library 100 years ago or someone today in a movie theater, the meaning is still exactly the same. Stop talking. If anything, it's just become more of a cultural shorthand. Do you think it'll ever be replaced by something else, or is it just too basic to change?
Too basic, I think. And my next question is, can body language strengthen the meaning of shh?
100%. Putting a finger to your lips is the classic move. It transforms the sound from just a noise into a clear visual command. Without the gesture, ish could almost be mistaken for a sigh or a breath, but with the finger, there's no doubt about what you're asking for. Do you plan on including those visuals in your video?
Now, and my next question is, why is silence valuable during communication?
It gives the other person room to actually process what you've said. If someone is just talking nonstop, the message gets lost. Silence lets the important points land and gives the other person a chance to think before they respond, which usually leads to a much more honest conversation. It's basically the pause button that keeps things from feeling like a competition. Do you find it hard to sit in silence when you're talking to people?
Okay, thank you, Maya.
You're so welcome. I hope that gives you everything you need for the video.
And
Let me know how it turns out.
yeah, and bye bye.
Bye-bye. Catch you later.
Thank you everyone for watching the video. See you all in the next video.